Hi, my name is Kay Chance, and I blog at hearttohearthomeschooling.com. Now, I have a really cool resource to share with you today, but first, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I homeschooled my sons for 15 years. I have two boys. One is a graduate student, and the other is a senior in college. When we started homeschooling, one of my kids' favorite subjects was history, especially my oldest son. He is actually getting his master's in history now, which is kind of funny that they liked it so much because I really thought history was boring when I went to school. I thought it was boring, probably though, because of how I was learning it. It wasn't uncommon for us to be told to read the chapter, answer some questions at the end of the chapter, and then take a test on it. So history to me was just about learning facts and dates. I like to get good grades, and so I would memorize and I would do the work, but I didn't make any real connections. I didn't think about these as real people and real events. It was just something to check off the list, something that I had to do. But I didn't want that to be my son's experience. So when we were just starting out, I remember reading catalogs and looking at different resources that talked about how to do history in a different way, using historical fiction and actually going to places and seeing them and watching videos. But it was really different at that time. I wasn't able just to hop on the internet and find these resources. I would comb through different catalogs trying to find the best books that I could. And then we would go to the library, or I would purchase a DVD to watch if I wanted to see a video. So it took a lot more planning and a lot more time. But today, you have a resource that can really help in that. And so I want to share that with you. Not Grass History has put together a site called Homeschool History. It's an annual membership providing access to a searchable database of hundreds of books, audio resources, historical sites. It's great for a person who wants to supplement their history curriculum or someone who wants to make up their own curriculum. It's just full of information, and it's great because it's one-stop shopping. When I did it, like I said, I had to go through all sorts of different catalogs and look in different places and try to find recommendations. And the one thing I love about Not Grass is you can trust what they're going to put on their site. They have been working with homeschoolers for many, many years, and they have a love of history and of sharing that history with the children. So, one of the really fun things about it is that you can search in so many different ways that it makes it easy, but you can also base it on your children's interest. So, let's take some time. I'm going to show you through this resource so you can see for yourself. First, you'll go to homeschoolhistory.com, and this is the page that will come up. And you'll notice that you can get a 30-day free trial, and you don't have to give them your credit card, which, if you're like me, that's a really good thing because I have forgotten about subscriptions before or a free trial. And the wonderful thing, too, is that this is an annual subscription. It's inexpensive. And so when you do give them your credit card, you are not going to have to worry about those monthly fees coming in. It's a one-time payment for the year. So once you get your free trial, you'll log in. And you'll notice this homepage has 3 different ways to search. I'm going to just talk about the ways to search and then why you might want to use those particular ways. Let's start with the map search, actually, right here in the middle. And when you see it come up, it takes just a couple of seconds, and all of these red icons are places that are linked. So you can zoom in to an area and say you're taking a trip to Florida and you want to see what's in Miami. There's a spot right here, and they're adding things all the time to this website. So that's also really cool because the longer you have it, the more valuable it's going to be. Here we have the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, and you'll notice it gives you a little information about the museum. It shows you exactly where it is on the map. There's some keywords that you would search by, and it has an an external link. And when you go to that external link, you're going to go to their website. So you can see exactly what they offer, their hours, their fees. And often websites like this will also have some information, historical information on them. And so you've got a lot of options there. I'm going to click out of that. and say we were going up here to the Northeast. We are from Texas, and some of our favorite vacations were historical sites that we would go to, and we would make an entire trip about it. The great part about this is instead of searching for the different places all over the internet, you have one-stop shopping. Here we have George Washington's Ferry Farm. Once again, there's a description, exactly how to get there, and an external link so that you can go to the site. Okay, this is perfect for when you are planning a vacation and you want to do some educational things, or if you're like us, we don't even see it as educational. They're just fun. It's fun to learn about these different places that you're going. Maybe you're planning a field trip and you know a specific area you're going. With this map, you can look in that specific area very easily. And you'll notice also at the top, I didn't show you when we were on that page, you can put in specific keywords. If you don't want to look around on the map itself, you could put a specific place in there. All right, there's also the topic search. I love this for a lot of different reasons. It would be super useful. One is that you can just explore it. Maybe you don't know what you're going to want to study, or your kids are very curious about a lot of different things. You can simply scroll and look. But if you want to be more specific, you can go to one of two places: the region of the world. If this is perfect for when you're doing world geography and you're studying a specific area of the world, you can go to, say, let's go to Africa. And once you do that, it will only bring up those things that have a connection to Africa, whether it's an event, a place. And then if you go to Europe, you'll see have a lot more resources. Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, Pompeii. So you've got, your more historical, like the Pompeii. You've got the Holocaust if you're studying World War II. You have places if you're doing geography. And way that you can further narrow your search is to look at a category. So if I was looking at the United States and we were doing government studies, I can click both of those and I'll have specific topics that have to do with both the US and the government. Another great way to use the categories is if you want to supplement a different curriculum, not just a history curriculum. So if you're studying government, you can use the government category. If you want to supplement some of your science studies, you can look under science and technology. STEM studies are popular right now. We know that science and technology and math, those aren't necessarily separate subjects. They work together. And so this is a great place to find resources that will actually show how they work together. If you are also looking for a safe place for your students to search for these things, I love that you can trust Notgrass. You can know that the resources that they're going to be clicking on have been looked at, they've been approved, and you'll notice when you click on these resources. Let's go to one of my favorites, Laura Ingalls Wilder. I grew up with The Little House on the Prairie, the TV show and the books, and thought they were so much fun. If you look, these little badges or ribbons, those are the top picks by Notgrass. And so those are their favorite picks, the ones that they find the most useful. And that's another great way to narrow down your search, because you can actually even filter by just their top picks only. Now, when I did that, you may have also noticed that they have my bookmarks only. So you can bookmark these sites and organize them. That'd be great if you're taking a field trip or going on a vacation, so that you can collect all of the bookmarks on that area. Or if you're doing a specific study, a research project, there are so many ways that you can organize this and use this. Okay, let's go back to our home page. And you'll also find the resources search. If you are looking for a specific area, a specific resource, You'll notice that they have different categories, including audio, music, books, events, historic sites, videos, and websites. So let's say you are going on that vacation or field trip and you want to know what historic sites are in the area that you're going to. You can look for historic sites in general, but you can also let's put Washington, D.C. in it and see what pops up. These would be historic sites in that particular area. Another way that you could, another thing that you might want to use in those cases are events. If you're going to be in an area and you want to know an event that's going on, you can actually click on the events. Now, the more, like I said, they're continuing to add resources to this. So this is a really fun place. And since, I said that I love Laura Ingalls Wilder, you'll notice there are several: Walnut Grove, Wilder Days, Wilder Pageant. And these events would be so much fun for a big fan like I was, or if you've got students that are studying the Pioneer Days. It's a way to really make history come alive. What if you are using morning baskets? The best way to search for books, obviously you can press book, but you might want to have a specific time period or a specific topic. So if I was studying Shakespeare, you'll notice that I'm getting several books that fit in that time period. They use both nonfiction and fiction books. Or maybe I'm going a more eclectic approach. I can just click on book and then scroll through all the different books that they recommend. Once again, you'll notice some of them have this ribbon on it. And if you go to top picks, their favorite top picks for books will all be organized for you. And some of those are some of our favorites also. With homeschoolhistory.com, you're going to have one place to find your great supplemental resources or to build your own history curriculum. And these resources help learning come alive. You can trust them. You can trust that Knotgrass History is going to give you the very best resources. And it is super easy to navigate for multiple reasons, for multiple ways that you want to present history. So don't forget, you can get a 30-day trial for free. All you have to do is go to homeschoolhistory.com. I'm leaving that link here underneath this video. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. I'll be glad to pop back in and answer them for you. I want to thank you for going on this little tour with me. I think this is a great resource, one that I would have loved to have had when we homeschooled.